All right, so this is a bit of a new format for Tofu's Tales, I guess. What we're gonna do is have like my live face instead of just my voice because I think it's a little more personal. I can be more expressive and I can kind of tell the story a little better, in my opinion. So anyway, this is the story of how the first time I ever drank alcohol in my entire life. It's pretty funny, it's just weird, I guess. Um, Now, if you've seen me on stream on Twitch or like talk to me at all or seen my YouTube videos where I talk about it or I've done it, I used to drink a lot. Like even recent, like a couple months ago, I used to drink all the time and get drunk and do Twitch things. And a few times I got so drunk I didn't even end the stream. I just walked away, and and the stream went on with no one in frame. And then come back for hours to turn it off. That's happened to me before. Now, okay, but recently I haven't had anything to drink because my wife's been away. She joined the Air Force. She's been training now. She's in Japan waiting for us to get there. It just didn't make sense for me to drink while it was just me and my son. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel good about that, so I just didn't do it. And I haven't had a drink since Christmas when she came home, and I, was like, I'm gonna have a beer or two. I drank like once or twice while she was here, not much. And then before that, it wasn't since June that I have had a drink. You might have seen the last stream where I actually drank. It was her going away party. Anyway, that's beside the point. So, unlike most of you, or maybe not most of you, but most people, I actually waited till I was 21 to drink. Now, I don't know if it was just like I had a very strong morals when I was a kid, and then I joined the army and was like, "Fuck that shit." But also, my mother was a literal prison guard, when I was a kid, and literally she worked at a prison. She was a prison guard, so she was always pretty against it. I saw like what it did to people, and I was just like, "That's not my thing." Anyway, I turned 21, and I'm like, I might as well try it. So it's a funny story because I joined the army at like. Technically, I joined at 19, but I didn't leave for basic until I was 20. I turned 21 in AIT, which is Advanced Individual Training, where I was going to learn to be a medic. The stupid part is I should have turned 21 right after graduating that and being at home for 2 weeks of hometown recruiting. That's when I should have graduated. However, they didn't have enough beds, and they had to have 4 people held back from this like 80-person class, and I was one of those people who got held back because they just randomly picked 4 names, and I was like, motherfucker, I didn't get to go to AIT with all the people I went to basic with that we were talking about. This is gonna be cool. It sucked, but I was a holdover for a month, and then we got into class. Anyway, end of class, you go to on a field training exercise, FTX, to Camp Bullis, which is like this. It's out in the boonies. You don't get to ring your phone. There's no computers. You're living in a tent, and it's 2 weeks. And you do medical drills, and you get tested on all this stuff. And I think I have a DVD of us doing it somewhere. They sent us like this action movie DVD. Anyway, not important. Middle of the second week of the FTX, middle of the first week. Sorry, I turned 21. And I'm like, man, I was gonna drink too, and I'm out fucking here. And like my guy's like, don't worry, when we get back, we'll get you fucked up. Don't worry about it. And I was like, yeah, I know, it just sucks. I can't drink on my 21st birthday. They felt bad, so they got me a pound cake out of an MRE and put a candle or a match, but a candle in it, and like sang happy birthday to me, and I blew it out. Yeah, that was cool and all. But we get back, and they give us a 3-day weekend. So right after we, did that, and I was like, shit, 3-day weekend. You know what that means? So my buddies take me out to San Antonio, which is where I was in training in Texas, and they take me to this place called Coyote Ugly. I'm sure you've heard of it. We go to Coyote Ugly, and I'm like, I'm a little nervous. I'm like, I'm just drinking beer tonight. I'm just drinking a few beers just to see how it feels, see how it affects me, and see what it does. My buddy buys me my first beer. I'm like, cool. I drink the first beer. I'm like, it's a Bud Light, I think was the first thing I ever had. And it tasted like water to me at the time. It didn't have any flavor. It didn't taste like gross or anything like that, people would say on the first beer. So I just drank it down. I bought 2 more beers. I just went with Bud Light because I knew it already. And, and I knew it wasn't going to be gross or anything. I drank 2 more beers. And then I guess my buddies had dispersed through the bar. And they had started telling people, hey, it's his birthday. Hey, it's his birthday. He's in the army. It's his 21st birthday. He's in the army. It's his 21st birthday. Telling everyone this. Out of nowhere, these shots just start appearing in front of me at the bar, and I'm like, I didn't order that. And she's like, no, this person sent it to you. I paid for 2 beers that night, and I drank a grand total of 26 drinks that night between shots and beers. Yeah, and I'd never drank before, so the funny thing is I'm 13 drinks in. And I'm like, I'm not feeling anything, man. This is bullshit, But I was drinking fast too, and I didn't, I didn't know what I know now. And I was like, I went outside and I sat on some steps, and I called my friend from back home, my best friend of my childhood, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what people are all on about. I'm not feeling shit. This is bullshit, I'm kind of upset. And then I go to stand up, and I sit my ass directly back down because I couldn't. And I was like, never mind. I got it. I figured it out. I gotta go. So I hang up and I stumble back to my feet. It hits me like a truck all at once, those 13 drinks. And I'm just like, this feels good. I feel good. I was like, I go to the bathroom and I'm like, for some reason, I just start talking to the guy at the stall next to me. I'm like, I don't know why I never drank before. This is fucking awesome. This is great. And he's like, yeah, man, I love drinking too. And we're just taking a piss talking. That was a divider. Don't get into weird ideas, okay? Anyway, so I got out of there. I end up just talking to my dudes. Like, there was this one dude. His last name was Parker. So I kept calling him Spider-Man. And I think because of me calling him Spider-Man and hyping him up, he actually ended up getting a girl to hang out with that night. So, he could thank me for that, Parker, anytime you want. What's up? Got your back, buddy. Anyway, I was saying things like, yeah, this is Peter Parker. He's Spider-Man. He can do anything you want. Sling that web. You know what I'm saying? I was just like random shit, and I guess it made some girl think he was very endearing. Anyway, beyond that, we're walking back to the 26 drinks later. We're walking back to the unit, and I'm like, dude, I can't feel my body. I was like, somebody hit me. I can't feel it. And everyone's like, no, dude, just calm down. And this one dude who didn't really like me that much anyway goes, I got you, and just punches me as hard as he can, like right on my shoulder blade, like spine area. And I'm just like, and I'm like, nothing. Didn't feel it. Couldn't feel it at all. And I'm like, just kind of what I expected. I really couldn't feel it. Now, I didn't know this beforehand, but apparently when I drink a lot of alcohol, I get really emotional. Or at least I did back then. I guess I still do, kind of. But when I'm really drunk. So I ended up calling people. I was sitting in my walk-in closet because I got moved to these place we called the hotel. And the last, month of our stay at 7 months of training. Because before that, we were in these big 60-man bays. Then we got these 2-man rooms, so we called it the hotel. And it was really nice. We had walk-in closets and stuff instead of wall lockers. I go in there so I don't wake up my roommate. And I'm like, calling people on the phone, talking to them, and I'm like, I guess a few people ended up getting calls from me where I was crying and stuff, and I'm like, it's embarrassing, but like, it's stupid, and I'm just like, I don't know what I was saying. I was like telling people to be nicer to each other and like stop fighting and blah blah this that. It was stupid as fuck, and it was a good first experience because I had my friends there to take care of me, and they really did take care of me because, like I said, I didn't pay for any drinks. The rest of that weekend went by very eventfully, actually, because the next day I go in and I'm drinking so much that I have such a glassy-eyed view. Like, I was still kind of drunk the next morning. I was so glassy-eyed, the bartender was like, I'm not serving you until you go get something to eat. So I went across the street to a Whataburger. I don't know if you've ever been in Texas. It's at a Whataburger. It's really fucking good. But I ordered it special, and I get it, and I eat it, and I get the sticker on it that says special. So my dumb drunk ass sticks the special sticker to my forehead. I walk back across the street and I'm like, look at that. I'm special. She had to start serving me again because she said she'd serve me if I ate. So the rest of the weekend passed by mostly like that. I remember someone ordered me a body shot and I got to pick the girl, and I picked this one chick, and she was the only African American in working, and I guess they were like, they were thinking I was like into black girls or something like that, and she put the shot down. She's like, I'll be right back, and she's on a napkin under it. She wrote, "White boy, jungle fever," with an arrow pointing to me, and I was like, it's not like that. They told me to pick, and she was the hottest chick in the whole bar, so I was like, but anyway, that's pretty much the whole story of the first time I drank alcohol. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and look forward to my next videos coming up. The videos are going to be a little sparse for a little while, just because I'm moving to Japan in the next 2 weeks, so hope you bear with me, and it might be a couple weeks to a couple months before you see me again, or whatever. I probably do live streams on my phone in Tokyo, so you guys can see what it's like there. I'll let y'all know, but hope you enjoyed, and have a good one, and make it a great one for somebody else. Peace.
Living fast like it's NASCAR, smoking on these packs, counting racks out of transport, running laps like a track star. The ops do the dash to the airport, looking for my passport.